Welcome to CATA TV. We're very pleased to be joined by Greg Richards, the Cognos Research Chair at the University of Ottawa Telfer School of Management, and also Philipe Townsend, who is a partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, both very interested and expert in the area of performance management. So let's start with Greg Richards. Greg, who are your partners in the study, and what do you expect to achieve by this performance management study that you're embarking on?
In terms of partners, we started off with an international group, a group from St. Gallen in Switzerland. We have a prof in Australia who's interested in the topic as well. And then we're very fortunate to partner with CATA and with PwC, who brought a very nice practitioner view to the survey and what we're trying to accomplish. So this was actually a very good partnership that emerged out of the process. What we're trying to accomplish is a number of things. One is when we talk about organizational performance management, there's an awful lot of frameworks out there that people have talked about for many years. But in terms of empirical, rigorous research, there's not enough out there for us to say, well, in industry A, this framework applies in this way, in industry B, it applies in this way. So what we're really hoping to get is some insight into how one applies organizational performance management frameworks across different industries.
And turning to Philipe. Philipe, what do you see as the main benefits of this work? And really, how will organizations embrace its results to do better in the competitive world?
Well, I think PricewaterhouseCoopers on a regular basis has dialogue with senior executives around the world to really understand the critical business issues that they're facing. And our most recent round of discussions indicated that performance management is becoming more and more critical. Organizations really need to understand how to manage their business more effectively. And in response to that, we've been developing a lot of services and capabilities in that space. And we had undertaken to do a research study and then had the opportunity to link up with our partners in this study. But the benefits that we see coming out of this is really how are organizations seeing performance management as an approach, a tool, a framework to manage the business. A lot of organizations are aware and familiar with performance measurement, which is part of performance management, but a lot of organizations are struggling with how to deal with it in a very integrated, holistic way. How do you get that alignment between what the organization wants to focus on, how it's going to deliver those services or products, and make sure that they're measuring the performance in a way that also helps them align their people's behavior.
Philipe, on that point, can you just give us a very quick definition of performance management, sort of for the layperson? What exactly is it, performance management?
If you take performance management and synthesize it down, boil it down from all its constituent parts, we think it zeroes in on one word, and that's the word alignment. Unless you've got alignment between what it is that you want to accomplish and do as an organization, how you launch initiatives, how you reward and compensate people, unless you've got alignment through all of those factors, the chances are that you're either going to get to your destination or your strategy by accident, or you're not. And we think performance management is really about that alignment, bringing that all together.
Greg, maybe moving back to you, does this apply to large companies, small companies, public sector, private sector? Like, who's going to benefit from this research?
It really applies to everyone. I have worked in both sectors, private, public sector. I've worked in large and small organizations. Philipe's point about alignment is absolutely bang on. Alignment between strategy, the operational level, and the resource layer. So any organization can think through this notion of alignment. Obviously, if you're running an organization of 20,000 people, it looks a bit different than if you have a 20-person organization, but it certainly applies across all sectors, all sizes.
Excellent. And if you had to set out a timeline, like when are we going to see the results? Are you using survey tools? What's the methodology to get the insight you need in order to give advice to those large and small companies?
We actually have a regular status call in about an hour with all of our parties, and We're working fast and furious to develop our survey tool. The survey is going to allow a response from both the private and public sector because the issues are slightly different. To Greg's point, it is fundamentally the same issue, but in terms of the issues that they focus on from a measurement standpoint, it might be different. But we're designing the survey, we're going to be rolling that out likely in the latter part of the summer. We'll then move into our research and hopefully we'll be in a position to publish a very formal and robust report in around the November timeframe.
Mm-hmm. Greg, we just finished an interview with Terry Matthews, probably Canada's #1 entrepreneur, and what we talked about was the Innovation Nation moving us from 14th to first place. So do you see this study in performance management, is this how we're going to measure our performance? How does that fit within a larger context of the Innovation Nation?
Well, I love this notion of innovation because to me there are two things that happen when we have a good performance management system in place. One is we see things that we didn't see before, and that allows us to think harder about how we're organizing processes that drive product development or service development, for example, if you're in a public sector environment. And it gives us insight into how customers are reacting to the things that we're putting out there. So to me, the performance management framework is really a crucible for innovation, both at the product and the process level. At another layer, though, when we think about management process, performance management technologies in particular and methodologies are supposed to help managers make better decisions, understand businesses, adapt faster, all these types of things. So I see these systems driving innovation at that level as well.
And Philipe, do you have any final thoughts on the project? Are you looking for additional partners? Do you see additional research that is required? So what are your concluding thoughts on this initiative?
I think that at this point we've got a tremendous group put together to develop the survey and the research study itself. I think we've got a good blend, as Greg pointed out earlier, between the academic, the technology, as well as the industry and practitioner consulting side. So I think at this point we've got a really strong team that we've put together, and I think we're all looking forward to producing a report that provides some tremendous insight to help organizations manage their businesses better and understand how to manage performance.
So the performance management study, is there a call to action to the community? Well, what are your expectations? What are you asking people to do in terms of engaging with you?
Because the survey is online, what we'd like to do is get as broad participation as possible in the survey. The more people we have logging on and filling it out, the more information we have, the more valuable the report becomes at the end of the day. So that's the main thing we'd like to get across, is that these types of surveys have been done in the past, but they've been done in certain sectors, and I don't know that there's one that's gone across all sectors, all sizes of organizations. So that's the main thing we'd like to get across, is participate, and the results will be better for everyone.
And Philipe, when the work is done, how will we access that research? Are there white papers? Are there consulting services? Are there seminars? What does the business or the public sector executive, what does he do to access the results of the study?
The approach to look at the output from the research study will be multi-pronged, in the sense that there will be a formal report that will be published, and we'll have an editorial board that will be developing that report. We think that'll be a very robust report in and of itself. But coming out of that will be a series of white papers that might drill into very specific areas. As a firm, we plan to create opportunities for our clients to meet and discuss their particular issues as it relates to performance management, and to learn from the insights that we believe will come out of this report. Obviously, we're keen to take the insights from the research study and use them in a way to help our clients manage their businesses and their organizations more effectively.
Well, I know our research Vice President, Kevin Wennicus, is very excited about this work. He sees this as a precedent for doing more research in different areas. I wanted to recognize the leadership of the Cognos chair, and obviously the leadership of PricewaterhouseCoopers. These are the sort of partnerships that we need to give us the path for doing better and moving to first place. So thank you for joining us on CATA Net TV.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.